Nepal, sandwiched between the skyscraper Himalayas and the scorching Indian plains. Nepal is a beautiful land of snow peaks, Sherpas, yaks and yetis, monasteries and mantras, a true place of wonder and fascination. Within the bustling streets of Kathmandu, in between the loud cars and the dust-filled roads, my story begins. During May last year, I had the fantastic opportunity to go to Nepal to explore its distinctive culture and its people. My experience was life-changing and eye-opening. Within this documentary, I will be sharing with you my unique experience to give you a taste of Nepal. Nepal has a diverse geography, including fertile plains, forested hills and 8 of the world's 10 tallest mountains, including Mount Everest. My journey begins in Kathmandu. Kathmandu is the nation's capital and largest city. Kathmandu and Nepal has multiple nationalities, but Nepali is the official language that they speak. Nepal lies between the two domineering land masses that are India and China. Nepal also has the world's densest concentration of World Heritage Sites and is the home for what is said to be Buddha's birthplace. To say hello in Nepal, one must press their palms together while saying Namaste. This ritual has been used all over the world and is being brought more into Western culture through activities such as yoga. Since visiting Nepal, I have now found a key interest in yoga and would suggest it to anyone to de-stress and relax the mind and body. Approximately 80% of Nepal's population is Hindu, while the rest is divided up into Buddhism, Islam, Kiratism, Christianity, Sikhism and Jainism. Despite ethnic unrest, Nepalis have a strong sense of national identity and pride. The most fascinating thing that I found on my journey was the half of Nepali population survives on $1 per person per day, which is a clear indicator to how Nepali people live their life. This really puts into perspective how different our worlds really are.
Poverty is something that is very, very hard to experience as an outsider, whether it is in Nepal or anywhere else. And the striking thing with poverty in Asia in general, including in Nepal, is the fact that, and this is typical of Nepal, the fact that people accept a life of poverty without too much of a complication, without too much of anger.
Although Nepal has many positive attributes that make it truly a unique country, Nepal has its downsides. There are also refugees from Bhutan who fled to Nepal during the violence in the 1990s. The growing population is putting pressure and strain on this land. Women in Nepal are at a disadvantage and also face discrimination in terms of healthcare, nutrition, education and the domestic realm. Women are unable to make decisions or take responsibility for their economic advancement. Women all over Nepal go hungry, and female babies are sometimes victims of infanticide. Education in Nepal can also be a huge challenge, as more than half of the primary students do not enter secondary schools, and only 1/2 of them complete secondary school education. In addition, fewer girls than boys join secondary schools, and among those who do, fewer complete the 10th grade.
Before the earthquake in Nepal, there was no Srishti. The Srishti grew out of disaster in Nepal when schools were destroyed, damaged. You know, in Hinduism and in Buddhism, we believe that in order to have construction or development, you need to start with destruction first. You need to destroy and then build. This is the belief, and this is exactly what's happened. This is exactly how I see Srishti. There had to be this destruction first, this damage, and from this damage came something wonderful called Srishti, which means the universe.
When I visited Nepal, I had the fantastic opportunity to visit a school that strives to beat the negative features that shadow the education system. The school I worked closely with was Srishti School in Kathmandu. Kathmandu has a rising issue with children not attending school due to the fact that they are working alongside their parents to help them bring money into the family home. The Shristi school helps to create a future for the children. Their school ethos is to make successes out of their pupils so they can move on to bigger, greater things. Although there is sadness rooted beneath the education system, I found lightness in the dark when I visited the Shristi school. The Nepali children were an absolute pleasure to be around and brightened up everyone's day. The Nepali children love to learn. The children are inquisitive and are eager to learn more about the world. They ask me countless questions about Germany and the language that I speak. During my visit, I really felt that these children do not take their education for granted. A completely different perspective to Western culture and students' attitudes towards education. Shristi School is designed to make children's lives happier by giving them the opportunity to sing, dance and pray. They focus on pedagogical values rather than putting pressure on the students. The Nepali children spoke excellent English, which came as a surprise to me. I concluded from this that the students learn English as a key focus so they can move around the world for work when they are older and begin their careers. Within the Shristi school, they also learn maths, music, dancing and geography. The children at Shristi school seem extremely happy and open. They love their teachers and have a close bond with them. My experience within this enchanting school put everything into perspective for me. I now appreciate the education that I have had growing up, and I feel enlightened to have met such wonderful people in such an inspirational school. Reflecting back at my journey makes me aware that Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, is not only beautiful temples, colourful spice markets, monkeys on rooftops and jewellery en masse. It is a country filled with desire for lightness and happiness, even if some places have a dull, grey infrastructure. The country inspired and saddened me at the same time, as it gave me an insight into the beautiful, spiritual and awe-inspiring landscape and culture of the country. And also an insight into the broken and collapsed side of Nepal. Even through the poverty and sadness surrounding some areas, there are positives everywhere. Whether it be the street celebrations, the beautiful colours, or the smiles on the children's faces at their local school.